it was.
Well, I already own a construction company in Dallas, and they live in Spokane, Washington. I was picking up some jobs up there already, so I was up there looking at one of the jobs that I was possibly picking up. They saw that I had work and everything like that. She was working 2 jobs at the time. They weren't financially stable.
Who's she?
My mother. And so I offered for them to work with me, and then rather than paying them hourly, having them ride the clock, anything like that, the agreement was I was going to pay her a commission rate based on the jobs that she sold, and then my father was supposed to have supervised the job, and at the end of the job's completion, he was going to get a percent for doing that.
And what about your sister?
My sister's only involved in this because I paid for cell phones and tablets for them to use to work with, and she was in possession of the cell phone at the end of this whole situation after I filed the police report.
So that's the only reason your sister is here?
Yes, ma'am.
Because of a cell phone that you purchased?
Correct.
What kind of cell phone did you purchase?
An iPhone 8 Plus.
And what did you do with the phone?
I gave it to my mother as well as a tablet to use for work purposes.
What did you do with the phone?
When he requested that we give him back at the end, he told me to give it to Myrna. I gave it to Myrna, and then she actually gave it to the person whose name the phones were under, which was not Gage.
I actually have the ownership of the phones right here.
I see.
As well as the payoff receipt.
Who did you give it to?
My roommate, Tim.
You gave it to your roommate, Tim? Tim
Yeah,
what?
well, it's my brother-in-law.
Okay.
There's also a receipt on the bottom for the payoff. I had to pay them off.
Whose name is the phone under? No. I didn't ask you. I asked her.
I was told by Tim that it is under his name.
So you gave it?
It's on his credit that it's under his name.
That's what you were told.
Yes.
Let's deal with her first. That's an easy. The business went south. You know that your mother did not give you a gift of the phone.
Well, he told me he was giving it to me because I was
Who's
pregnant. Gage told me he was giving it to me because I was pregnant. I was about to go into labor, so he activated the phone for me.
He did?
Yes.
And so if he gave it to you, so your sister says that you, not your mother, gave you the phone.
No, my mother was in possession of the phone, and I shut the phone off because of all the bad business that went south. She then gave that to my sister because I was still in talking terms with my sister. My sister was not on speaking terms with my mother. They were fighting and arguing with each other. She got possession of the phone and then asked me if I could turn it on for her to use. In the meantime, I turned it on for her to use, and then she sided with them. Everything went south with them, and I told them they need to return the devices because they're company property.
How much did you pay for the phone?
They're about $1,000 a piece, $858.
No, for the phone, her phone. I'm dealing with her.
$858 now.
$850. You
Yes,
never got the phone back. Is that
Correct.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Wasn't a gift. Now you can sit. Now we have you and your mother. You're suing your mother for taking other things.
Yes, ma'am.
Tablet. What kind of tablet?
iPad.
Did you have possession of the iPad?
When he first started the phones, I did have possession of the iPad, and then when he...
Just a second. You had possession of the iPad. Where is the iPad now?
He gave it to his little brother when he came up the last time he was in Spokane.
Who did?
Gage gave it to his little brother, Tristan.
I did not.
Took it from you
Yes.
and gave it to him.
Gave it to his little brother, Tristan, because it was no longer under a phone plan, and I couldn't use it out and about in the field. I had the iPhone 8 at the time, and I did everything from that.
Okay.
So I didn't need the iPad, so
now
he gave it to me.
the iPhone 8, who purchased that?
At the time, I thought
Who purchased it?
Gage did, but
Not a Gage and Butt. Did you ever purchase it?
no.
Where is it?
I have text message proof that the phone wasn't under Gage's name on the plan. At the time, it was under his brother-in-law, Abby's little brother Tim's name.
I don't care.
So I gave it to Myrna, and then Myrna gave it to Tim. That's why we gave it to Tim.
How many phones were there? 1 or 2?
Just the one iPhone 8.
Just one iPhone. One iPhone, one
And an
iPad.
iPad, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You never had a phone, except for the brief period of time before you gave it to your daughter, who gave it to Tim.
Correct.
Okay. $850? Now, your mother says that you gave the iPad to your brother.
That's not true. I never gave it to him one time. I would not have done that, and that's a lie that she can't use it in the field because I have canvassers in Dallas that use them, no problem. They are brand new iPads, and we use the software system that I download on them to use them. That is a lie,
What's
and I never
next?
gave it to him.
What's next?
I also had a bunch of tools. So the job that we started, one job that we started, and I paid her ahead of time commission. I have the receipts and stuff for that as well. And I went out there to start the job after I attained the business license and everything that I needed.
What kind of job?
It was a roofing job. I went out there for the start of the job. Everything was going fine for the start of the job. I then came home to Texas because I have other jobs and everything in Dallas that I need to do. I have the flight itinerary for that as well. And I started getting...
So you started a job that you...
Yes, ma'am.
You started a job in Washington, a roofing job
Yes, ma'am.
that your mother had gotten for you,
Yes, ma'am.
and you didn't complete it.
Well, that...
You another job back in Dallas, and you left that job in Washington, having not completed it. In what month was that?
That was in November.
November of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
How much had you gotten paid for that job?
So far, we had gotten paid out around $10,000 for the material. Material cost about $16,000.
Did you purchase $10,000 worth of material?
I purchased $16,000 worth of material, ma'am.
You have proof of that.
I did not bring that, no, ma'am.
That's what you need. So you got paid $10,000 up front.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you ever cited or fined for work on that job?
No, I was not.
Yes, he was.
I actually have.
I have
No.
all of the L&I
I read
right
her
here.
answer. Shh.
I actually showed
I
my
read-
balance for my business
I read-
license is zero.
I read her answer.
Yes, ma'am.
She said that you received some sort of a citation or fine. I'd like to see it.
So would I.
There's actually 2, 3, 4 citations.
I would like to see those too if I can. Because my balance right here says zero. So if I was fined in the
And
state of
he did
Washington,
not have a license,
Could you-
a contractor's license at all. He got a business license,
it's literally
and he
right
didn't
here.
get it until after the fact.
It's literally right here.
It's right there
No,
on
no.
L&I.
What was the location of the roofing job that you had?
It was in Spokane, Washington.
Okay, well, we have one non-compliance infraction that says advertising, offering to do work, submitting a bid, or performing work when not registered as a contractor as required,
Cleared.
okay? So that's one.
That was cleared, ma'am. Because they issued a stop.
And you were fined $1,000 on this one.
Actually, if you read the notes inside, it's the L&I gentleman puts in there that he did 2 $5,000 fines just for the roof job.
Our balance is zero.
Would you show this to the plaintiff, please?